when you look at the video footage of St. Louis, I don't know how you can expect to not, I don't know how you can not support having a presence like that on the streets. And I realize that on the Republican side, and I don't know if you've caught this, I think maybe in the 90s and probably even in the early aughts, there would have been a more eager acceptance of Insurrection Act or something like this, calling in military to deal with rioting, etc. But there has been a very, very big shift on the right to individual liberty and independence and limited government. And it is measured by how discerning and how reluctant people are to come to even considering this idea. I think that that's different, and I think that that's a true measure of how the right has shifted more towards independence and individual liberty in this regard, which is a good thing. But all of the, and his op-ed, Tom Cotton's op-ed, was fairly innocuous. It didn't tell me anything new, you know. But so many New York Times people were like practically digital, well, they were digitally rioting over it. They were saying, you need to remove this now. Their newsroom it has devolved into an insurrection at this point. Because op-eds that make people feel uncomfortable are disallowed. Newspapers are not supposed to report anything that diverges at all from groupthink, which is precisely the entire reason why editorial pages exist, to publish things that do depart from groupthink. It is to challenge you. You should not be so comfortable in your assumptions that you know you can't even bear the existence of dissent or a challenge. That's unhealthy. It's just really, I mean, I'm not saying like a couple. I'm saying like it was trending on Twitter last night because of New York Times staffers. I'll leave you at this. I know we got to get going. Ari Fleischer, I love what he said. He goes, when it comes to use of our military, of course it's domestic use should be a last resort. Police and National Guard are better trained and more effective. In absence of security, people must be protected. Put yourselves in the shoes of the woman in Rochester who was beaten up by a mob breaking into her store as her husband tried to protect her with a golf club, only to get beaten up from himself. Do they care if their protection comes from a local cop, a trooper, an agent, or a guard? They just want protection.